There are a lot of players who play volleyball. Some of them are good at volleyball all by themselves and we talk about them as talents. On the other hand, other players have to spend thousands of hours in training to be even a little bit good at volleyball. Often we then hear or say that someone is a volleyball talent. Why I personally don't like saying someone is a volleyball talent? I'll answer that for you in this video. We can have gift or talent for many things. In school for math, at home for playing Fortnite, in sports for running or jumping or playing guitar. For all of these situations we have one common denominator. When we talk about talent, we are just better at one thing than others for some reason. We don't know ourselves why that is. Sometimes it can be genetic from our parents or because of where and when we live. Sometimes we'll never know the reasons. Talent alone does not equal success, because a child's predisposition to athletic success is not only related to the physical side, but the parameters that are invincible during this period are also crucial, be it willpower, motivation, or perhaps a trainability. This fact is also confirmed by concrete projects. In Sweden, for example, 2 groups of tennis players were followed from the age of 12 until 20. Some of them made it, others did not. The coaches and analysts worked together to find out what the key was to determine the future successful players. The result was 3 basis theses. First, the successful ones approached tennis as a pastime from a young age. The sport was never an obligation for them. Second, the successful ones were not put under pressure. They were not stressed by parents or coaches. Third, for the successful ones, tennis was not only the sport they played. All 3 points are closely related and are illustrative of how to approach children playing sport, no matter how much talent you see in children. In my opinion, everyone has a talent or a gift for a particular activity. Sometimes we discover our talents, not just volleyball talents, and sometimes we don't. In Norway, for example, they have a great system for finding talents due to the fact that there are countless clubs offering many sports in even the smallest town. By giving a young child the opportunity to try several sports in a funny way, regardless of the results, they often manage to find boy or girl with a talent or a gift for a particular sport. The facts clearly confirm the success of the Norwegian model, where Norway as a small country is not only among the world leaders in winter sports, but its beach volleyball players won a gold medal at the Summer Olympics in Tokyo. Just a reminder that in Norway beach volleyball cannot be played outdoors for more than half of the year due to the cold climate. But in today's video I don't want to take to the skies how they do it well in Norway or in other countries and find and develop sporting talent. Rather, I want to focus on why I don't like it much if I hear that someone is a volleyball talent. In my volleyball career I have met many talents, boys and men who were better at volleyball than me or other players. All these talents had to do was look at the ball where they were supposed to play it and then direct the ball there in a natural way with a good technique. They positioned themselves in the places on the field where the ball came, as if they knew in advance what would follow and where the ball would go. No one had to show them how to run up to the attack or how to prepare for reception. They simply tried it out a few times and found their own way to execute the drill or the action. Coaches in these cases often think, good player I have on my team, or I'm glad that I don't have to teach him like the other players on the team. Once the coaches get into their heads that this player is better than others, that he is good at volleyball and they see potential in him, they start talking about him as a volleyball talent. They passionately discuss with other coaches about their talented player. They suggest to the parents that their child is truly unique. In front of other players in the team, they talk about a skilled player who has a talent that is better than the other players of the same age. Or they are already pushing this young player into higher age categories because he is better than his teammates. Then they also often approach the player himself with the words, you have a volleyball talent. We have to treat you a little differently than your teammates. I see several dangers in this behavior of repeatedly and publicly calling attention to a skilled, talented or gifted player, which are negative for the player himself and especially for his development. I dare say that referring to someone as a volleyball talent is the wrong kind of praise. Sure, every player likes to be praised and praise should be given, but I see it as more as a negative praise because I have met many players who were considered talents but did not capitalize on their predetermined or appropriated talent into great volleyball performances also because of the many times they heard this negative praise. Imagine you are 15 years old, you have been playing volleyball for 2 or 3 years. Suddenly you start to get better than the others. The coach starts coming to you and say, "You got a talent, you are gonna go far." Your parents, after being informed by the coach, tell you at the home. Coach says that you have talent. I see it in you too. You are going to be a professional athlete, a better volleyball player than your mother and I were. Well, if this 15-year-old boy is in that environment for a long time and keeps hearing regularly that he's a talent, he's going to go far, it can have two effects on him. Either it motivates him to keep working and improving with the vision of being a great volleyball player, or to think about whether he actually needs to train as much as others, when he's better than other players and will definitely become an excellent volleyball player without much effort. From my point of view, we shouldn't put players in this situation as coaches. A player shouldn't have to think about whether or not he should train. The coach's job is to motivate the player to want to improve, to make him a better player and person, to help him in and out of practice. But we certainly shouldn't put it in his head that he's actually good at volleyball, that he's a talent, which in the player's understanding may mean that he doesn't have to work and train as much as others. Because if a player starts to think that he's good at volleyball without training like the others, that is the first step towards not using his talents or gifts as much as he could. Most of all, it's dangerous to say to yourself, "I am the best at training, so why should I do the things extra or as honestly as others?" In my eyes, training in one team, no matter what level, isn't really relevant. I'll give you an example. I am the best player in the junior competition in Germany. I am 200 centimeters tall, I jump and hit hard. Why would I want to improve when I am the best here? Yes, this young player may be the best in one competition, in one country, but he certainly doesn't know about other players in France, Brazil, Poland, America or other countries. This talent cannot know if he is better than other players in other countries. He can be sure if he is better than someone he hasn't seen play. Well, what if there are similar players in other countries who don't consider not training to their full potential? That's why I think no player should come to this self-satisfaction and think I am the best here, so why train and work on myself 100%? I wasn't a volleyball talent myself, rather I needed to repeat everything twice as much as the other players to be as good as them. I knew a player in my youth who was twice as skilled as me. He was good at volleyball and other sports. He was better and I'll say it, more talented than me. But as he got older, talent alone was not enough. Slowly but surely I was catching up with him, with my work. Eventually, thanks mainly to the fact that I was 204 centimeters tall, a lot of luck and work, I became a professional volleyball player. My talented teammate didn't live up to this potential and he didn't stick with volleyball. Then I witnessed the birth of Maxim Mikhailov, one of the best opposite players in the world in the last 15 years. The 2012 Olympic champion and Tokyo 2020 silver medalist. I played with him in Russia. He was 16 years old. He was already training with us, the men's team at that time, and he surprised us in training with his technique, physical preparation, but especially with his determination, motivation and honest approach to training when he didn't play any ball at 50%. He was a great volleyball talent and you can see how far he got. Thanks to his talent, work, training under the best coaches, good health, he became a player, a volleyball star that we all like to watch, and we will talk about him many years after his professional career is over. My thought and advice from this video is clear to players and coaches alike. Don't rely on praise like you are a talent. Talent alone is not enough to get the most of us as players. And I don't just mean for the world's best players, but also for players at lower levels. Every day we can improve and work on ourselves. Every day we can be a better player. This is true for all players, even for talented volleyball players. Also, one talented player will not be enough for us as coaches to outplay our opponents, because only the team wins. That's all for today. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.